Hello, everybody. This is Veronica. Welcome on my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk with Christine Frey about how to create a life of fulfillment. And we would like to share with you our experience and how we managed to create a digital activity which brings us a lot of fulfillment, joy, and income as well. Christine is a public speaker, and she is also a founder of Digital Speaking Academy. Hi, Christine. How are you doing?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me in your space. I've been looking forward to talking to you today, Veronica. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you. Would you share with us how did your idea of Digital Speaking Academy came to life, and what was your motivation behind that?
Yeah, that's a good question. And if you don't mind, I'll go back a little bit in my journey. So I used to work in corporate, and actually going back a little bit more, I used to study languages. So I was always into language, communication, connecting with people all over the world. And then after my studies, I started in an e-commerce company as a product manager, basically. I was just translating content, and I was loading new products into systems. And this kind of started my path in e-commerce and in online, but it was still in a corporate job then. And with time, I ended up more in the analytics side of things. So I was looking at data and things like that. And I was dealing with numbers on a daily basis. And I realized at one point, this is not really what I'm passionate about. Numbers are not really what fulfill me. I kind of didn't like the whole concept of trying to chase those sales figures every day and trying to get more out of the shop and stuff like that. So I had some time to reflect, and also had a coach that was helping me finding my roots again, finding my passions again. And that was in words and speaking and connecting with people. And that's the reason why I kind of started my public speaking career and founded the Digital Speaking Academy, just so I can get back to my actual values and not the things that I didn't like to do on a daily basis. So that's really how the idea came and how I came back into communication and speaking. Yeah.
So this is something that brings you fulfillment, as you said before.
Yes, it really does bring me a lot of fulfillment because of the impact I can have on people's lives. So when I train people to speak up and overcome their fears of public speaking, things that I used to fear as well, but I've kind of worked through those fears and learned to control them better. So now I can actually speak freely, which I was struggling with in the past. So if I can help others have a free voice, speak their messages into the world and just feel really comfortable about themselves doing it, that really fulfills me. And that's what I get to do on a daily basis now. So that's what really fulfills me now. Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you for doing that. Actually, when you do something for people that brings a lot of value into their lives and change their lives, that is something that creates a lot of meaning in your life and yes, in each of us lives. And I
Yeah.
want to say that I do appreciate your activity because we are part of the same community and digital community, and we are learning together. And we try to implement that in our life in order to create a meaningful life and also have an income which will bring us more flexibility and freedom.
Yes, I love how you say that the income is kind of just the byproduct. Like we're all kind of working towards having a life of more flexibility, like you say, and the income allows us that. And I like the fact that within our community that we're both part of, we just get to learn with people who have the same kind of goal. So we all kind of want a new life, more meaning. We want to be more flexible in our day to day, even have location freedom and work from anywhere. But we kind of get to do this with a benefit of having an income, which makes this whole opportunity so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we both are women, and it is different between man mentality and women mentality. Would you comment on this aspect? How do you feel for a woman? How that can change her life by creating this kind of lifestyle when you have flexibility, fulfillment, and also income? So what
Yeah,
is
that
personally for you? What does it mean for you as a woman?
interesting question. I love that. I have been thinking about that as well over the last couple of weeks. And for me, because I don't have any children, any of my own children, my partner has two children and they live with us too. So I'm kind of a mum, but not a mum, if you know what I mean. But for me, it's more, the meaning is more being a daughter because I don't live in the same country as my parents. My parents live in Germany and I live in the UK. And as a daughter and woman, kind of, I like to have this independence so I can go and see them, not just for 1 week a year, but for as long as I want. If I choose to spend 2, 3 weeks with them, then I can just go and do that. And as a woman, I think we need that independence as well, because I don't want to be dependent on my partner to be able to do that. So it helps me to travel, to see my family in Germany more often, and to kind of stay on my own feet, if you know what I mean. And it gives me that freedom as well. So that's what it means to me.
Mm-hmm. For me, maybe it is that you said, but a bit more because I am actually a mother of
Yeah.
3 children, and it's not only that I am a mother. It's not. I'm not. I don't feel that I'm limited with this role, and I feel that this life of flexibility, freedom, and freedom of expressing yourself, your unique qualities and gifts you have from nature, that gives you, you know, something which we are not. We have that within us by nature, but we are not, we don't have that opportunity to express and manifest in today's world because, you know, we are put in the same conditions as men and we have to provide and in order to pay the bills and all stuff. And that creates a lot of stress in our, you know, psyche and we get nervous,
Yeah.
unfulfilled, moody, and as a result, our family members are not happy. If the woman is not happy and fulfilled and relaxed, that it is a direct impact on everybody's mood and internal state. So by saying that, I would like to emphasize how important it is for us to understand that we have to be responsible of our internal feelings in order to have a positive impact in our connections we have.
Yes, I could not agree more. Because I remember those days when I used to still work in corporate and I came home late, trying to finish all my tasks that I had every day, you know, and they just keep piling up. And because I'm a person, I want to do well in what I do, I kind of felt forced to stay there longer and do all my work. But I came home and within me, I wasn't balanced. It was just all about work, all about trying to race against the targets and stuff. So I did come home and I didn't feel relaxed. I didn't feel I have enough capacity to spend the quality time with the people that were waiting for me at home. So now it's changed so much because I'm already fulfilled at work. I'm doing what I love to do every day. I'm more flexible. So if I want to spend the lunch break with my partner's boys, for example, I can do that. I can just go and have that time and then continue a bit of work and then have the evening free, and I'm already relaxed so I can enjoy the time with them. So I really agree with you. It's really changed my life.
And you get into that flow of energy, natural feminine energy, flow of the energy.
Okay.
Long ago, I was reading a book, Fascinating Womanhood by Helen Anderlen. And that book made a huge change in my consciousness about the role of men and women in the family. And she emphasized a lot that women must have that freedom to not go to work, to a job, to stay home. But when I say stay home, it doesn't mean wasting time watching serials, but doing something that, of course, you have to do all chores and cooking, cleaning, creating the atmosphere of relaxation and coziness in the house. But also you can have your freedom to do that activity that fulfills you, brings you a lot of joy. And we as women, we have a lot of creativity. It is inborn in us, you know. We have that energy that creates, because we are mothers. We give birth. And also we can create a lot of things, nice things in arts or psychology, education, and in different social projects. And when you have that freedom, we create a harmonious family life, and also we can share that in our community. So that's why, I think that maybe today, when we are going through this, social challenges, when so many people lose the jobs, maybe as women we can consider what can we implement or change in our lives in order to create that kind of lifestyle that will bring a lot of fulfillment for ourselves, but also will create a happy family life at home.
Yeah, I love that. And that's actually one thing I want to say. When I first started online, I thought there's no creativity online. You know, I always thought creativity is just something you do with your hands. Like I like crafting or, you know, putting stuff decorations and in the home. But I think online you can be so creative. You've got so much free reign in the content that you provide. And I can provide that every day with my words. Like in words, how you craft them and how you speak, that in itself can be such a creative process that I now have changed my mind completely. And I think online you can be very creative and live that creativity within yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that. Yeah, and me too. You know, I was struggling what I want to do in this world which will help other people. And I've realized that actually what is the call within my soul is to speak with women and men about those lessons of life I've learned, which that was very hard to go through in life. And I know there are many people who overcome those life challenges, and then we understand that actually it is so much value in that. And when you share that experience and how did you overcome different relationship challenges, or you know, the way you see this world, then you can help other people go through that experience faster and with and without too much pain and suffering.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
this is what I would like to share with people, and actually step by step I'm doing that, and talking to you and talking to people who had specific, results in their lives. It is something that I would like also to share with people. As a content creator and a member of the same digital educational platform, I could watch your progress, and I get inspired by your progress and your activity. What was the most difficult moment, or what was the biggest challenge in your journey, Christine?
Oh God, there were many. But I think one that I want to pick out is learning that it's all about the progress and not the outcome. Because I was working and trained to chase targets all the time and just kind of go for the numbers. I started out online with the same mindset, and I was always just putting a next goal in front of me, saying, today I want to make that many sales, or reach that many people. But if that didn't happen, because basically we're starting out, we're learning everything from scratch, so it takes time to learn all this. So I needed to learn to really just enjoy the progress, every day, and just enjoy what I'm doing on a daily basis rather than just chasing that final goal. Because I realized when I did reach that goal, then I wasn't fulfilled, because this is not what fulfills us. It's really not about, reaching a certain number of sales. And that really changed my whole mindset. And I think this is a lot when people realize it's about what we do on a daily basis, then we feel more fulfilled on a daily basis without chasing that goal. So learning that and switching my mind was one of my biggest challenges. But I'm so glad I went through it, because now it helps me every day.
Wow, thank you, Christine. Actually, I do resonate with that so much, because I was struggling as well with goals. For me, it looks like it is more masculine approach, when you set a goal and you fight to reach it, to that goal, and to conquer, that place. But as you said, it is different for us as women, maybe because we are designed differently, and we have to go with the flow. We have to listen to our intuition. And our intuition is something that guides us to that place where we have to get more balance, harmony.
Yes, I agree. And that I still set myself goals, because kind of more goals in the way of how many people do I want to impact? How many people do I want to help this week? But I use this as a motivator and not let it bring me down if I don't achieve it. So just as a motivator, and I still want to progress in life, but I don't use it to see it as a failure if I don't achieve it. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think when you think about the impact on people, is that brings more power to getting that goal. Also, I wanted to speak about content creation, because you have your YouTube channels and you have your courses. And I wanted to ask, there are so many content creators nowadays online, and they are good professionals and talented people. How do you feel yourself on this market, and how did you manage to succeed, Christine?
Good question. And I think we all fall into that trap of comparing ourselves with others out there. And every single one of us has people in the online space that we admire. For me, it's Mel Robbins, for example, or Carrie Green, who runs Women in Business. And I was thinking when I started out, what can I bring? Like, I can't be as good as they can be. But what I did wrong is I compared their chapter 10 with my chapter 1. I only started, and they were already having a lot of experience online. So I needed, that's another challenge I had. I needed to learn to use them as an inspiration and as motivation, but then go back and look into myself and see what am I, where am I different? What can I bring? Because we're all so unique. We are what, in 7 billion people. There's only one single person of us. So we need to be very aware of what it is we can bring. And when I get more aware about it, then I feel like, yes, this is my area. This is what I can bring. So my whole content is just me. Nobody else can do it. So for anybody listening, thinking they can't bring anything, my advice would be to really listen inside your heart, really be aware of what it is you can bring, and then you can do it just as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Christine. Yes. I think everybody goes through that stage of comparing ourselves with other successful people, and you feel, wow, they're so big, they have a huge authority, and why shall I come who am I? Who am I
Yeah.
to present myself as somebody who knows something? But if you don't identify yourself with this thought, and you trust yourself that you, as you say, we are all unique, and there are millions of people, and somebody could resonate and can find that frequency on the frequency you are yourself, and they can assimilate your experience from your personal story, from your interpretation. So this is what I feel. And because I also have many teachers and gurus I follow and admire, and I get inspired, but for different aspects of my life, I can get answers from different people.
Yes, absolutely agree. We all have mentors in all different areas of our lives. That's so true. And we pick and choose. And for some things, we go to that person. For others, we go to a different person. And that's the same thing. If you can bring one of your values, then people will follow you for exactly that thing. Yes, I agree.
And we complete each other's. Accepting somebody's experience. And if we have a dilemma or a problem, somebody can explain you very simple and accessible that will give you the key to that problem easily.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that was resonated with me so often. How much your life has changed since you started your digital marketing career?
Oh God, everything has changed. Everything has changed. And I would say everything has become better, much better. I feel free. I have time, flexibility. I can kind of move my days around as I want to. I can visit my family in Germany much more often. I mean, not now because of Corona, but usually. Last year I was there 6 times. And the years before that, because I was stuck in my career, in my job, and we get maybe 3 weeks of holidays, then I couldn't just go and spend a lot of time with them. So for me, it's just the flexibility really that I really, really enjoy with this digital career, because we can really create our own lives as we want them to be. We can be the designers of our everyday. And this is what I appreciate most in the change, but also my personal development, because the program that we've both been going through has really helped me to become a more confident person, to believe in myself, get more self-esteem, just realizing that I can design my own life at work and privately. That has really changed my whole outlook and everything really. Yeah.
Christine, do you think your employee mindset was an obstacle for your progress?
It was in the beginning, yes, because we think in a different way. In the beginning, I was always feeling really guilty if I didn't work until 5 o'clock, because this was so in my head. I knew 9 to 5, I have to work. There's no time to do anything else. And I felt really guilty when I finished a little bit earlier because I've already finished the work for the day. And it was 3 o'clock, then I was a bit lost. I felt like I can't just go and enjoy myself. So that was one thing I had to learn. Yes, but now I'm in that flow and I can learn to give myself that time because I can. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for me personally, I think the biggest is the sense of responsibility, because yeah, it's different when you work for somebody and you are tied to 9 to 5 schedule, and you come, you know, you leave the workplace and you have your life. But when you do your personal activity, your business, then you have more responsibilities of every action and every decision you take.
Mm. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. How do you think, Christine, what is the most empowering thing in creating a sustainable online business? I think we already talked about that, but if you have something to add to that.
Yeah, the most empowering, what I mentioned before, that it can impact lives and kind of control who you want to speak to on a daily basis. You can find your tribe online and the people that you resonate with and that you're in the same frequency, like what you said before. You find the people that you want to speak to every single day. And I think at work, you're more stuck. Don't get me wrong, I like my colleagues. It's not like that I didn't like them or anything, but it's different because you can really talk about the things you want to talk about and passionate about. Whereas at work, you're more forced into a corner, kind of more controlled what you can talk about. So this is so empowering because you can kind of grow in an area that you're also passionate about. So that's what I find really empowering. Yeah.
Agree with you. Indeed, it is very important to be surrounded by like-minded people.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
Very much.
You know, in my analytics on my YouTube channel, I noticed that the audience, my audience, are women age between 35 and 45. And it's wonderful because I am in this category. And
yeah.
So I very much want to bring value into these women's lives, and now sharing this experience which we are both going through, I would like to inspire them to create that life of freedom, fulfillment, meaning, and peace of mind and peace of soul. And what would be your recommendation or the final words to this audience of women, Christine?
Oh, nice. Thank you for giving me that space. I just loved what you say, peace of soul. I really resonated with that when you just said it. And I think it's the first time I heard this kind of words used in a frequency together. And it just really resonated because it really is freedom of soul. And I want to tell all the women out there who are listening to this that you don't have to settle on a life that you don't like. You can change your life if you want it enough, if you truly believe. And I believe in everybody that's listening to this recording. I truly believe that you can all create your own life that gives you peace of soul. You just have to ask the right people to help you, because often we have this idea and we love it, but then when it actually comes down to doing it, we feel it's really hard because we don't have the right guidance. So with people like you, Veronica, and a lot of other people in our tribe and community, I know that people help each other and give them a helping hand, and we just have to find these people, and then they can help you and you can achieve the life you like. So never settle for second best. That would be my advice.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you, Christine. And I will put the links in the description of this video of your platforms, and I encourage people to get in contact with you. Be resourceful and open-minded, and not limit themselves with their disbelief or lack of trust or lack of self-confidence, because we well went through this experience. But when you put in front of your goal, or if I think we have to feel and ask ourselves what is the most important thing in our life. And if you feel that you want to create a life of freedom, fulfillment, meaning, peace, then you have to get courage and explore, and don't limit yourself with limiting belief like it is a scam or somebody wants to take your money. Or think about you, be selfish, give yourself permission to be selfish to create a happy life.
Yes, yes, please. I love that. I love it because I feel the most important people in our life is ourselves. Because if we feel happy, others will feel it. And it brings us nicely back to how we started this interview when you said, Veronica, that if we feel happy ourselves, then people in our life feel happy. So that's why we have to prioritize ourselves. If we always prioritize others, we don't feel happy. So then they don't feel happy either. So it brings us nicely, back to the start of this conversation, which is just lovely.
It's wonderful. And this way we can change this world by making ourselves happy, because we are so integrated into a whole integral system. And maybe it sounds very theoretical, but if you will have a feeling that we are so connected to each other and our energy, positive energy, is so important to make a happy life on this planet, then you will feel and you will understand that what are your next steps you have to do towards this goal. Wonderful. Thank you, Christina.
Nice.
I'm very, very happy to talk to you.
It was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment on these videos, and find Christina on her platform, and also subscribe to her channels. And we wish you all the best. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.